Greetings everyone, my name is Buck Business. Welcome back to some more Diablo 2 Lords of Destruction. It's time for the extended episodes of this Let's Play. Of course, we will now be taking on Baal, and last time we did finish off Baal, but I did reset, and unfortunately I did lose some of my skills, which were the importance of teleporting, which means I'm going to be huffing it on foot, and as well as unable to use static, which would be very important for the big battles ahead. So we'll see if we'll be able to level up enough times to get those skills back, and once we do, we'll be that much closer to be able to stop Baal. Once we get there, we're still a ways away from that encounter, so I think we'll be good. Of course, we have all new enemy types enslaved, and for the first time ever, we actually have an area where the warriors there are actually other warriors. As you can see, these barbarians mounting an offense as well. So that is important to note. There are also these catapults. It's a big war zone area. And the barbarians can die, as well as they can also kill, but they're fairly weak, so, you know, you have to give them your attention when need be. Oh dear. Alright. We've been slowed down significantly. We also have death maulers, which they stick their hands out in the ground, and they sort of send these probably like these vine-like attacks at you. There's your catapults. I've had a fair share of times where I was not prepared and a catapult luckily shot toward and was the finishing factor in my journey. I don't foresee that being an outcome, but it has happened before, on top of other deaths that would probably make someone laugh. Ah, sorceress, here in Haragrath. There was a time, child, when I thought I was destined to follow your kind's path. However, my powers never developed beyond the simplest of spells. Although I can heal almost any wound with time and energy, there is little I can do to help against Baal. But enough of that. I spend too much of time in reflection and have forgotten my manners. I am Malah. Welcome to Haragrath, the last stronghold of order on Mount Eret. You have come to the right place, and if you intend to defeat Baal, the Lord of Destruction. Baal has laid waste to our mountain and its denizens. His minions continue to attack our town while Quelkek and his men have proven helpless to stop him. Baal is still out to the mountain looking for something, but I don't know what. All the others, save Nethilak, sacrificed themselves to place a protective ward around Haragrath. Some of us here, certainly Nethilak, do not appreciate your presence. We are a proud people. It is not easy for us to accept aid. However, am glad you are here. If you need healing or a potion, please come to me, Sir. See Lazarick for weapons, armor, and repairs. Nethilak, despite his disposition, may be of some assistance for other wares. Finally, Quelkek, our man of arms, leads Haragrath's remaining forces against Baal. So we have all our town people. Lovely. Oh. Interesting. I'll put that on, I suppose. Looks like my belt is unable to... I'm not strong enough to wear my belt officially, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that on so that I'm close enough. I'm going to leave it on so that my belt doesn't do anything silly, like not be able to function properly. All I need is the belt slots, really. So that's all I'm worried about, so... I still eat so much mana, and by this time I usually have that spirit, and I usually have, which gives me more, which is essentially like the weapon I have, 2 skills, but it usually has some other better stats as well. And I usually have a low, I forget what the weapon is called, but it's for the, for your, mercenary. And what that weapon will do is it will recover your mana over time. Alright. So my mercenary is finally doing some good. He's not dying constantly anymore, it seems. We're doing pretty good as far as EXP is concerned, I think. Alright. We are doing A-okay. Hup. Alright. I think we should be good as far as equipment goes for the rest of the game. I think we should be. It seems like that is the case. Alright, trying not to get myself surrounded here. Ah. So we've went into our first quest log. We have a big enemy here. Ugh. A little bit poor timing on my part, but again, just eating that mana away is something that's a constant problem. Kill Shank the Overseer. So that is the guy with the whip, by the way. Right here, Shank the Overseer. Of course, since, again, we don't have... he takes damage pretty easily, so... might as well take everything. We almost did level up, so that's pretty good. We have a waypoint up here. There we go. Alright, who did it say to talk to? Lazurk. Alright, let's do that. You are an even greater warrior than I expected. Sorry for underestimating you. As a token of my appreciation, I will craft socket into an item of your choosing, and from now on you'll get the best price of all my wares. Ah. So I get a little bit of a discount from this character now. And I can socket something that does not have sockets. Which I wasn't going to plan on using, by the way, but... Alright. It doesn't seem like there's anything I can use right now. Let's see. Can I do that to anything, by the way? I can't do that to special items like this. Oh, I can. Huh. I'll just do it to the shield, I guess. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. Interesting. That made it a little bit stronger, too. Alright. Quest complete. I suppose we can do one more if we have time. It seems to be a very common trend. I think this guy will level me up, that green one. Can't quite catch his name. Eldrith something, the... Rectifier. Nope, not quite. I was pretty sure that was going to get it, but I guess not. Oh well, we were very close. We have some demon rascals, Silverhorn, Crush Beast, which carry other enemies along with them, being the big guys that they are. Alright. We're going to get static first. We need 2 more levels in order to redeem our abilities. We're going to put our strength back up so that way I don't make that mistake later on. for whatever reason. I don't think I would, but you never know. I could accidentally like want to unequip my belt for some reason or another. I'm actually starting to think I'm doing pretty good on health, so I think we can survive another 2 levels of wasting our skills back on stuff. Well, it's not wasting, it's just getting those skills back. So this will be the last quest I do. We have Sharp Tooth Slayer, which is a unique whip guy character. Just a recolor. That's fine. It's an old game, you know. You're going to have that happen from time to time. We'll pick up that belt, see if that's interesting of a weapon of a belt. Oh. So we have more soldiers to find throughout the area. This quest can be a bit of a time consumer. Because you know you don't usually the map is always random and the guys are always also in another area, so that is a bit of a chore, but I suppose that will lead us to enough being done here to satisfy an episode review. And I know I did at one point or another say that we were doing one quest at a time, but those videos did feel a little bit shorter. Well, we did get lucky. We did get this sort of very close, and usually it is in a triangle format regardless of whatever direction we're looking in, so we're going to look a little bit up here, see if that will complete our little triangle. Alright, make sure I'm taking out these guys. They can still do pretty good damage, so... Alright. Surely I would wish that I could have such a magnificent, nothing special there. Alright. Frigid Highlands. Let us continue the warpath forward. And as you can see, the barbarians did not make it this far. They all got captured. That is a part of our quest, so... Alright. Earthquakes. I assume that is... I don't actually know what causes that. And we have these guys on tower guards as well. So they went full on, like, fortitude attack, like... And these things, evil demon huts, they summon more creatures. Primarily the smaller kind. Alright, make sure I'm constantly keeping stacked up. Looking around here. Oh, well, we'll have to glide back and forth a little bit. That won't be much of an issue though. Just make sure we're going to go down here a little bit, and what do you know? We have our culprit of the remaining warriors. Ugh. You guys need to be a bit more careful. And that is Quellic. I'll keep going until I need to send, like, if I run out of mana or something. It'll be of a bit of annoyance to get back up here, but if I can find a waypoint, which is something I'm going to be focusing on, if I can get there. My stamina is actually running pretty low, so that's something I haven't faced in quite a while as far as problems are concerned. Alright. I'm still in the Frigid Highlands. I'm being a little bit silly, aren't I? I'm over here looking for the waypoint, and I'm not even in the next area yet. Eye back of the Unleashed or something rather of that nature. Oh, it's slowed down a little bit. That's very uncommon. The area plateau. So there will be a waypoint around here. So now I should start looking. Then we have some more slayers. And now we have these. They have become commoner enemies last year. These essentially just whip up other guys, and I think that gives them some sort of buff. I don't even know. Oh. Oh, I have something equipped that makes me blast out an ice orb if I get hit. Like, there's a % chance of that happening, I see. So I have a bit of ice in me. A bit of ice. That's, you know, an interesting setup. Let's see how much my mercenary does. He's doing okay. He could be doing better. Well, let's see. Alright, we're gonna try to keep looking around here. Off to the side. Oh boy, we have quite an array of enemies, and this is not looking good for us, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this before I get myself into too much trouble. Let's see, there's another matter that which I hesitate to share, but I believe you are the only one who can help me now. Anya, the young alchemist and daughter to the one of the slain elders, has been missing for some time. She's a strong, crafty woman with a spirit like no other. One night, just before your arrival, I overheard her and Nethuflak arguing about her father's death. The next morning, she was gone. Nethuflak has his own taste as to where she went and why. Don't believe him. I fear he is of the root of her disappearance. Please, if you can, search for Anya and bring her back to us. She'll know what to do about Nethuflak. Sorry if I'm having really trouble pronouncing his name. I'm just sort of butchering it every single time. That's probably a really tough name to say. I don't know. Alright, so we already have our third quest popped up here. Oh, it was talk to Quell Keck about that. Let's see. I am Quackek, a senior man-at-arms at Thograth. You have the look of a warrior, and an extra shoulder will be useful, but don't expect anyone to mourn you if you get killed yourself. Thank you for rescuing my men. They have spoken well of your bravery in the battle. Perhaps there is hope for us after all. If you wish, you may hire some of my mercenaries that you saved, and please take this set of runes. I have been saving them for the socketed shield, but I think you'll make better use of them. Be sure to set them in the right order for their fullest effect. It's interesting that's actually, I think, the first time where they actually mention ruins that you can use in the video game. So we have big lightning resistance and big, I'm going to put these two on, lightning resistance, on the shield. Yes, so I'm going to put those on the shield. There you go. Put on some big resistance. What does that do? Poison. Alright, my lightning resistance is all the way up to 75. Excellent. My poison resistance is terrible, but that's fine. I probably could have put the poison resistance on if I had more runes. But we will journey forth. Alright, so we'll continue on this the right side. I'm going to try to just skim along this area as much as possible. Just find the waypoint. If it's deeper down here, the better. I could just end up going into the next area, but I have acquired every other waypoint, I believe, so far, so I I guess it'd be justified just to, oh, we have another new enemy, Berserker Slayer, which they blow themselves up in order to really drive a deep amount of health away from you. So it's something to be wary of constantly. I can tell you, there have been many of times where there's been an AFK player that is away from keyboard, and they were in an area that had such cruel beast, and they blow up, and the players end up dead. So we have a Thresh Shocket, which is another unique enemy, and he's gone. Easy, easy. Alright, so we're going to start to loop around the other side. Unless this is the waypoint right here. Nope. It's hard to tell. Usually they're in these square-like areas, so that's why I was kind of almost expecting to see it, but I guess not. Alright. We'll start to, again, make our way, sort of bumble around the middle here. Alright. We're doing good. We're making good progress, I promise. Even though we're heading backwards. This will just make the... I mean, the waypoint could end up being way back here, so... it's all better than going through everything again. So it will be almost everything, but not quite. Depending on where it is. Once again, my stamina seems to be the returning issue, which is quite fascinating. After all this time, never having to worry about it. But then again, these are some of the bigger areas I think I've had to traverse without teleporting. And teleporting would have just eaten my mana even faster, so... what can you do? You have a whole horde of enemies here. Oh, look at that. Big damage. They did almost half of my health, so... very, very dangerous creatures still. You just want to sort of bait them toward you and then move away. That is probably the best strategy as far as dealing with them. If you are an attacker, you can most likely just tank that anyway. I think that works the same way for the little skeletal guys, but I don't remember. I think they actually do hurt you. I don't know. It's been too long since I've played a physical character on here. As far as doing that specific thing of defeating a little doll, whatever it's called. I kind of forget the name now. Looks like I've worked my way about all the way back to where I started, so kind of a pointless waypoint, unfortunately, but it's... we've actually yet to find it exactly, so we're actually doing pretty terrible. Oh boy. We are just in a mess of enemies. Baal sure picked a great place to set his final course of journey. Just set himself up with all these guys, all these warriors of... Oh, don't want to mess with two of them. That's unsafe. Oh boy. Alright, that was very dangerous. Oh, here we are. Waypoint. Excellent. I suppose it's not the worst it's ever been. And with that, I'm going to make sure everything's stocked up for next time. There we go. Make sure I'm actually not running out of scrolls here, so buy those. Actually, let me fix that real quick. Make sure I have my potions all in stock. There we go. And I'll call it here. So if you like this video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, farewell, everyone.